Dreaming was a special song for me when I first heard it because it was given to me by John Peel, and I was on back in the day on Radio 1 after his show. So there was a period when he was on at 10 and I was on at midnight on a Wednesday, and we used to, you know, chat a little bit in between the shows. I come and visit him and watch him in action. Being John Peel, I was enamoured and always in awe, and just I couldn't believe that I was touching greatness in that sense of British broadcasting history every week. He knew I was mad about Sun Ra, and so one week John Peel came over to me, not long before he passed away. He came up to me after my show, and apart from just saying goodbye, he gave me a 7-inch that he had since the 50s, which was an original on Saturn of Dreaming by Sun Ra. Without people like John Peel, there would be no way that I'd get away with the kind of music I get to play on the radio, on national radio. For me, working on this project, what's been brilliant about it is the fact that through Peter particularly, I think, and his archive and the work you guys have done, there's all this music that I'd never heard before. So when I Roam the Cosmos came on, all 50 plus minutes of it, I couldn't believe it. It's like the ultimate track because it's quite everything. And it's got the female and it's got the male. It's got this kind of banter, hip-hop, pre-hip-hop banter about space, the cosmos. It's continual, the music's incredible. And it's one of the best Sun Ra tracks I've ever heard. How can it... I know why it never came out, because it's too long. It couldn't fit onto a record. So anyway, a big portion of it is on this compilation. Lanquidity, the album, I think was one of the most important records for me as a DJ at that period after Dingwalls, and just as we're going into Bar Rumba, That's How It Is time. So you've got to remember the period is like just around the time that Massive Attack Blue Lines is coming out. We've had our sort of jazz dance thing, we've had our rare groove thing, we've had sort of jazz funk and soul to soul, the beginnings of hip hop, and we want to go a bit more abstract, and it's just around the time that DJ Shadow's beginning to make records, Mo Wax is appearing, and we want it a little bit more minimal and out. So suddenly Lanquidity, the album, comes along and it's perfectly made for us. So that was the record that was almost like a weekly play at Bar Rumba on a Monday night at That's How It Is. So the club that I used to do with James Lavelle. Well, there's a few records for me that I've always been, I wish I was there moments. And this is an album which he recorded live at La Fondation Maeght, which is an art gallery on the outside of a beautiful village near Nice called Saint-Paul-de-Vence, which is one of the most incredible little places, mystery places in the world, where Picasso, a lot of Matisse used to sort of stay there and hang out in that area. And I used to go to the Nice Jazz Festival, and someone just took me up to Saint-Paul-de-Vence one day, and then I discovered the Maeght Foundation. And then a few years later I sort of found these albums in the shop which were live at the Maeght Foundation in the late 60s, and there was a festival there, and Albert Ayler performed there, Don Cherry performed there, and Sun Ra made a record there. And this is a track which we've put in the album, which is a version of Enlightenment, which is incredible. But it's always been a dream of mine to be able to recreate those concerts at the Maeght Foundation, because I think that there was that little era in the late 60s where jazz and art all came together, and I think that it would be great to get that going again. I've been trying to get it moving there, but anyway, if anybody's watching this and they want to reinvent the Maeght Foundation free jazz concerts, I'm sure we can get the orchestra and the Pyramids and all kinds of other bands to come and perform up there.